The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse Ewing. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle, where you can access your full potential right now. Finally break free from destructive habits. That dream life, if you want it, you can have it. This is where you transform your health, mind, business, and relationships. Or do nothing and keep your life the way it is. But if you're ready for change, you're in the right place. This is where you're gonna learn how to live a habit-based lifestyle. You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewing. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to this training today. And today we're going to be going into the topic of lifestyle business versus a traditional business model. Now, I get asked a lot of questions like, Jesse, what is the difference between, when you talk about this lifestyle business and a traditional business model? And really what I'm going to go into today is what I teach inside of the habit-based lifestyle business system and what it's really all about, and the key differences inside of creating this lifestyle business versus a traditional business model. Now, who is this for? This is for the business owner that may feel like they have, built a business. And really this business that they have is something that they were very passionate about, not only passionate about, but they have built it to a certain place, and they kind of feel like they may have built themselves into a prison. And I'm going to explain what that means, but they've maybe found that they don't love their business like they used to. In fact, they don't get to do a lot of the things that they really enjoy in their business. They feel a little bit more like a slave to not only their business, but to their life. And this is a way for you to wrap your mind around a different style of business, a different way of doing business that you may have not even known that there was a potential to do this. So let's get into this. So the lifestyle business system is really created for the business owner to serve the purpose of creating a higher income, to create more possibility and more opportunity. See, a traditional business is really just created by the business owner to create money, to basically take care of their families, or to take care of their bank account. But in doing that, what they end up doing is sacrificing their money, sacrificing time, and sacrificing their relationships for success. So as we get into this today, I'm going to write out just the key differences so you can actually see what this looks like, and how this may actually fit into your lifestyle. So remember, the goal in this is, at the end of the day, it's for us to build a successful business without having to sacrifice time, family, money, to end up doing this. And so we're going to write out the key differences in this. So we have the lifestyle business over here, and we have the traditional business over here. So a traditional business is build the business. We build this business because we are like, man, I've always wanted to open up my own business. I've always wanted to do this thing. For me, it was like, I wanted to open up my own gym, my own training facility. And so as I built that, I had wrapped myself into this story of, initially when I first started my own gyms, I think it was like 14 years ago. I was like, man, I can't believe I'm going to open up my own place. I was so excited. I was pumped up. But one of the things that I found was, it was like I made this accomplishment of starting my own business. And, right away, we became very busy, very popular. But as I did that, over, a couple of years, we did a couple expansions, and then we grew into another facility. What I found was I'd started to build myself into a prison. And as I built myself into this prison, this traditional model of business pulled me away from ultimately what I love doing the most, which was helping people. And so I became a slave to my business. But one thing that I did is I started out building my business first. And this is one of the key things that I think really hurts business owners is we put so much time and emphasis into building the business that we don't actually look at building the lifestyle. And so what does that mean? That means that I had put so much time, energy, and effort into building my business that I began to sacrifice the lifestyle. I began to sacrifice my workouts. I began to sacrifice my marriage. I began to sacrifice time with my wife, my kids, and time with other people. And so this lifestyle business model is where you actually get clear on the lifestyle you ultimately want to live first. And then we build a business that actually supports that. Now, some of you may say, well, I'm already in the traditional business, so I got to change a lot. Well, guess what? I built myself into these two things too. And this is why I really decided this is what I really want to help entrepreneurs with, business owners with is to teach them, hey, we can take your traditional business and actually turn it into a lifestyle business. But that means that we're going to have to change some things inside of what you're doing. And so the first key difference inside of this is to just begin to wrap your head around. First, we are going to create a lifestyle. We're going to get clear on what you actually want inside of your health, your fitness, your marriage, your spirituality, your finances, and also what you actually want for you. What do you ultimately want? What do you want inside of these places? So we're going to get you crystal clear on the lifestyle that you want to live. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually build out a business model that will support that at a very high level. The next thing is we are going to look at the difference of mindsets. So the first part is the actual business model. One is a lifestyle-based business model. One is a slave-based business model. And so those are the differences inside of this. Now, the bigger thing is this traditional business, your mindset is to work harder. So typically that means work more hours. That means spend more time at work. Because after all, if we work more hours, if we spend more hours at work, we'll make more money. Now, that may be so. You know, one thing that I realized when I had my gyms early on was, hey, if I want to make more money, I got to work more hours. And so I would just work more hours and I would make more money. But in doing that, I was disconnected from my wife, disconnected from my kids. So in order for me to run the model of working harder, that meant I had to sacrifice something somewhere else. And generally it was in a very important relationship. Now, the other side of this is these guys work and get paid by the hour. So I'll just get busier, fill myself up with more to do. Okay. That is a difference in the model. Now, the mindset of this is to work smarter. And what we do is we begin to leverage time and we begin to leverage assets. So what does that mean? So people say stuff like this all the time. Well, I'm just going to work smarter, not harder. Okay. So why are you working more hours? Why are you spending more time at work? And so what we come to find out is they just like to say things like work smarter, but working smarter really means this. Let's say I have 48 hours in a week that I can work. That means I can do that by myself, or I can find 3 to 4 people to each work 10 hours per day. And that gives me almost 3 to 4 times more than what I could do with one person. And so working smarter is being able to leverage time, being able to leverage assets, being able to build a team and a support system to get more hours from your work. Now, some of you may say, well, listen, it's going to cost you more. But remember, this is in order for you to make more money, in order for you to scale your business, you're going to have to put yourself into the places that make you the most money. And you really have to understand that by working smarter, it really means what do we actually make per hour? And how do I get people under me to do the jobs that are out of my pay scale? And so that's where we begin to leverage time. We begin to leverage assets. And these are all mindset shifts that you have to make as a business owner if you want a lifestyle business. The next thing is client acquisition is very different. So our client acquisition in a traditional business model is all in person. And so what does that mean? That means that we meet in an office. That's done by appointment. And that's done always, most of the time, face to face. And the other thing inside of this is most of the time, the client doesn't really know much about your business. If it is a referral, they may know something about a friend that's been in your business, someone that's gotten a result there. But at the end of the day, they're still trusting the friend more than being converted into your business. And yes, referrals are great. They're amazing. It's how I built my gyms. But I want you to understand that with the time and age that we're living in, is that we have another way of doing this. We have a virtual or hybrid business model, which means we can meet clients online, on demand, virtually, anytime we want. And not only that, but we can also meet them online and invite them into our location. And so a hybrid model is one of two ways. What we do is we can work with them online, or we can work with them virtually, or we can work with them in person, or we can do a combination of both. The combination of both really gives us a higher level of service. Now, the other difference in that is if we are meeting them virtually, if we are meeting them online, they already feel like they know us. They already feel like they trust us, and they've already been converted enough to where they will actually reach out to you. They already know that we can help them, because guess what they're looking at? They're looking at your Facebook account. They're looking at your social media, and they're being converted on that. Where if we do the in-person model, they actually don't do that. And so when they come in, we still have to sell them, even if they are a referral. This virtual hybrid model gets them to know you, like you, and trust you, and have complete confidence in you, knowing that you can solve their problem before they even come in. Now, the next thing is this. What we're going to look at is overhead. So overhead, at one time, in my brick and mortar businesses, I was at 100 to 150K a month sometimes in overhead. And so every month we had to start over. But in that, there was a high cost on overhead. So you had a physical location. You had employees. At one time, I had 25 employees. And you also have taxes, you have insurance, you have triple net, you have garbage, you have printers, you have literally everything. On top of it, you have cleaners. So this high overhead is actually keeping you from making the money that you actually want. The other thing, look at where we're at now. You have the possibility right now of being shut down. You have the possibility right now, and maybe you've experienced this and you're like, how do I get out of this? The truth is you will never get out of this model of business of being shut down unless you make a decision to start going to a more virtual business model, that you at least have the capacity to do virtual or hybrid. Because there's a lot of people that went to the virtual side, but they didn't actually have it mapped out. And so they lost a lot of money by doing this. But this model is very low overhead. Your employees can be part-time. And you can also find a lot of help with VAs, people who are kind of on a virtual as needed basis. You have no rent, or you could just rent a small little office, have a laptop, maybe you meet in a coffee shop, wherever, but your overhead is decreased by about 75%. So you're paying 75% less. So I look at my $100,000 to $150,000 in overhead that I was paying at one time. My overhead right now is 10 times less. And it's only because I have my own office, because I like to have my own space to be able to do my work. But it's still very low overhead. I have 3 employees that are on an as needed basis. They work a set amount of hours and we go through that. But the other thing inside of this is I never have to worry about getting shut down. I could literally do business from anywhere in the world as long as there's a Wi-Fi and as long as there is ultimately service. The last part of this is this model of selling. So the lifestyle business model and the traditional business model is we sell visits, we sell a service. Okay. And so what does that mean? That means that we are selling a service-based business. Okay. So a lot of the people I do work with, between chiropractors, between, coaches, consultants, kind of a slash trainer coach, someone who wants to coach a little bit more in just fitness, solar, insurance, financial people, is many times we're selling a service, or we're selling a visit. And a lot of it's in person. The difference in this model is we're going to sell a program. We're going to sell a high ticket offer or high ticket program. This is low ticket or I'm just going to say it's low commitment based. So low commitment based is saying, hey, we're just committed to making a transaction. We aren't actually committed to results. We're committed to a transaction, which is very different style of selling. This side is we're selling the commitment and we're selling the results. So remember, this is when we sell a result, we have to sell the commitment and position it in a way. And this is a complete service. This is a program, an offer that we are giving someone that is high ticket. And we are offering a level of service that is not traditional. The goal, remember this, the number one goal in this is the traditional business is just survival. We are just surviving to pay bills. We're surviving to maybe go on vacation 1 to 2 times a year. And if we get lucky, I get to make it to the last 10 or 15 minutes of my kids' games. And that's about it, unless it's on the weekend. But I'm married to my business versus married to my wife and married to my family. I have less time, I have less freedom, and I'm making money by the hour versus making money by the program. A lifestyle business is what I call a purpose-driven business. So this gives you more time. So more time with my family, more time with my loved ones, more time with myself, more freedom, and more money. Why is it more money? Well, I got low overhead. Even if we take the same business model, we make the same amount of money. I make anywhere from 20 to 25% more money on this lifestyle business model, even if we make the same amount of money, because of all the things that I've explained with employees. You're selling based on your program. It's minimum 25 to 30% more money, even if we're making the same amount. So this also gives you more balance in your life. You don't feel like you're always worn down. You get to work on you. You get to actually have fun with life. You get to actually live your purpose. And I know there's a lot of people that hey, you may be watching this saying, well, man, I have a traditional business, but I guess what? You may have a traditional business, but you may have it in a way that where you feel like you can't ever step away from it. You feel like as soon as you step away, you can't make the money you want. But here's what I'm telling you. If you want to take your traditional business model to a lifestyle business model and figure out how to transform that business into a model that has a high ticket offer, you can attract your ideal clients online without having to run Facebook ads, funnels, websites, any of those things, and you want to get into a lifestyle business model, what I want you to do is just type in lifestyle business model. I want you to post up in the comments, like, what are you learning from this model and how can you apply it to this? And type in lifestyle business model. I will send you a DM and let's get into a conversation if this model is the right thing for your business.
The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse Ewing.